Hi beautiful souls, welcome to my channel Elle's Temple. My name is Elle, I'm a goddess guide and intuitive tarot reader. Welcome back to my returning viewers. Welcome if you're new here. I'm so happy to have you all here. I hope you guys are all doing well wherever you are in the world. So today's reading is going to be a reading all about messages from the Norse Goddess Skuld on how you are evolving. So apologies for the very loud squeal. I hope you can hear me okay. So Goddess Skuld, as I said, she's a Norse goddess of destiny, of the future. She helps support us with each stage of our evolution into stepping into our higher self. She can support us to co-create with the universe to essentially step into the future that is destined for us, because she's very much a goddess who, even though she's a goddess of the future, she actually helps us to connect in with the now moment so that we essentially can co-create that future by responding to the now. It's all about, you know, it's like the Eckhart Tolle thing, right? The power of now. It's kind of like your future is determined by what you're doing right now. So you can be kind of sat here now and kind of worrying about the future, but actually if you align your energy in the present moment and get really clear, get really grounded, feel yourself in the present, you know, get really mindful, and then co-create with the universe from that place, you know, essentially step into that beautiful co-creative dance. So that you're not in a position of like fearing the future, worrying about the future, constantly planning the future. You're kind of just being like in a state of surrender. You're being in a state of, you know, allowing the universe to kind of guide you to where you need to be guided to. So this reading might give you a few little breadcrumbs is what I want to say, because that's essentially what Spirit does, or what the goddess will do for you on your evolutionary journey here on earth. Is they'll just give you little breadcrumbs. I feel like many of you in this community, you're really already on your destined path, but sometimes, you know, even when we're on that, right, we can still be like, every now and again we kind of stop and go, oh, like, am I going the right way? Is this right for me, really? Like, am I really aligning with my higher self? Or, you know, am I going the right direction, or whatever it might be? And it's sometimes just nice to get a bit of a check-in and see how we're evolving, see what the kind of next stage is for us, see, you know, with what we're doing in the present moment, with how we're showing up in the present and how we're responding to the now moment, we can then see what that might, you know, what sort of trajectory that might set into the future, what that evolution might then look like. And I feel like at the moment there's many of us who are going through quite a big evolution. Obviously it's happening on a very big collective level. There's a lot of change going on, particularly ever since, you know, lockdowns and COVID and all of that. Many people have gone through a lot of big life changes and things, but, you know, a lot of people going through awakenings and things. So yeah, there's a lot of change, a lot of evolving, and the spiritual awakening journey often, you know, it's cyclical, and there's often many stages of evolving and deepening our work and stepping into our path even more and more, and aligning with our higher self even more and more, like the next kind of stage. So yeah, so just take this reading as a little bit of a check-in for yourself to just see, you know, if there's any little breadcrumbs. It might be that you're already evolving and everything is all good. There might be a few little nudges of like what might be up ahead based on kind of how you're engaging with the now moment, like I was saying. So yeah, as always, just take what resonates and leave the rest. But to introduce each of the piles, we've got the Tua Dedanen for pile number 1. So if you are drawn to this gorgeous card, you will be pile 1. The timestamps will be below. If you are drawn to Goddess Ear, you will be pile number 2. And if you are drawn to Goddess Mania, you will be pile number 3. I'm not going to talk too much about what each of these goddesses are about right now. I want you to really tune into your intuition and see which card is pulling you in. And I'll go into those goddesses in a little bit more detail on each pile. Okay, my loves, pause the video if you need a bit more time to choose which pile is drawing you in. It may well be that there's more than one pile here for you today, because there may be messages across the piles depending on how you're evolving and different aspects of your evolution or different life areas. So just take whatever resonates and leave the rest. Okay, see you in your pile. Hi, for pile number 1. If you chose the Tua Dedanen, this will be your reading on messages from the beautiful Norse Goddess Skuld on how you're evolving. So I'm going to start with some channel messages that are coming through from this card, and then I haven't pre-pulled any cards for you today. I'm going to live shuffle a few different oracle decks, or several different oracle decks, and then we'll get some tarot for you guys. I've got the Wild Unknown tarot, so we'll move into that to get some additional messages as well. But straight off the bat, what's coming through really strongly, there's this beautiful green heart chakra energy that's coming through. So I'm picking up very strongly that one of the ways that you're evolving, and some of you may well already be feeling this, you may already be doing this, you may be like, yes, that's exactly what's happening, or this may be kind of up ahead for you based on certain things that have happened recently. And like I said in the introduction, how you're kind of responding to what's coming up right now might set a certain trajectory of this is what's going to evolve for you, where you're going to start stepping into living in a more heart-centered way, like living in a way where you're being very guided by your heart chakra. You're very guided by what is going to fulfill you emotionally. I'm definitely also picking up very strongly for many of you, as well as the green with the heart chakra, the green of nature, and the fact that like the Tuatha, they're out in nature. So I'm getting this strong nature energy coming through as well. They are fairies or elemental. They're connected to the Fae and to the goddess Danu, who is a goddess, Celtic goddess of nature as well, and also a sovereignty goddess too. So I'm getting this strong sense of like the land, connecting with nature, connecting with like being out in like forests, or just connecting with the elementals as well. For some of you, I'm kind of seeing with this figure, this is almost like kind of representing you, and you're kind of coming into the forest a little bit more, or out in nature a little bit more. And these are the Tuatha and the Fae, and you're kind of just starting to like sense them. You're starting to sense that Fae energy, or that elemental energy, or that energy of nature, the kind of aliveness of nature, the magic of nature. And for some of you, you might be like, well, I've always kind of felt that. I've always had a strong connection with the Fae, or I've always had a strong connection with nature since I was a child or something. And this could just be something that is evolving even more for you. It's like another stage, another like aspect of it is going to unfold for you. Like you might be even more connected to it, like doing it in a deeper way, or finding yourself just drawn into being out in nature a lot more. Maybe you might be starting to work in nature more, or just, you know, I mean, if you're in the northern hemisphere now, like we're going into, well, we're in summer, we've just had the summer solstice, so you know, you might just find that you're just drawn to being out in nature all the time, and you might find that that really clears your energy. Also, you know, this figure is nude in this, which reminds me, YouTube, sorry you guys. This figure is nude in this card, not my rules, YouTube's rules. That's all about, you know, kind of returning to your authentic self and returning to your wild self. So I feel like this is something that's evolving for you as well. It's not just kind of getting out in nature, literally speaking, but also getting back to your true nature as well, getting back to your most authentic self, like your stripped back self. That's something that is evolving for you, where like you're maybe releasing some conditioning, you know, you're releasing the kind of like the clothing, the kind of restrictions of conditioning, and just getting back to your raw true nature, really, which is really beautiful. Love to see this. So let me just tune in and see if there's anything else. I'm also noticing the yellow as well. The bright yellow here, which is connected with the solar plexus. So I feel like as you're returning to your authentic nature, you're going to feel more confident to like shine your light as well. I feel like that's something that's kind of, it's something that I feel like it's coming from the earth. It's like underneath these Fae. So it's almost like the more you get out into nature, the more it will like ground you, and then that solar plexus energy where you feel confident enough to shine your light will come from how grounded you are in nature. It will like come up from the ground and through you, is kind of what I'm feeling from this. So let's get a few oracle cards and get a bit more energy for you on the table. So Goddess Skuld, can you give us some more guidance for pile 1? How is pile 1 evolving? Beautiful. Wonders. Oh, I love this. Yeah, that's kind of the energy that I got from this figure, who is kind of, hopefully you can see, she's sort of looking at the Fae like in a state of wonder, like, oh my gosh, I see fairies, I can't believe this, I'm out and I can actually see them. Maybe this is something where like before you kind of had a strong connection and maybe you could feel them or something, but you couldn't hear them or you couldn't see them or something like that. It's like you're kind of starting to tap into the wonders of nature, the wonders of the elementals, the wonders of the natural world, the wonders of the earth, the wonders of, you know, like crystals as well. I'm just seeing with crystals here, like the wonders of crystal energy. Yeah, just kind of anything from the earth. There's this beautiful like turquoise energy here, which again, the green is the heart chakra, and the blue is the throat chakra, which is all about expression, and the purple is your crown chakra, or third eye chakra, crown chakra, which is your spiritual connection. So yeah, it's kind of also quite a cosmic card, this as well, with all the stars. So it's kind of like the wonders of the universe, the wonders of, you know, it could be connected more with astrology or the stars, maybe getting out and like being out in nature, doing like wild camping or something like that, and you're out and you're actually seeing the night sky. Maybe some of you are going on a retreat, or you're going out into nature or out somewhere more wild where you can actually connect with like the wonders of nature, or you can actually see the night sky, you can see the stars, or something kind of along those lines where it helps you feel that sense of magic again. Because that may have been something that you've either lost a little bit along the way, or you've felt a little bit disconnected from, or if you haven't, then it's just evolving even more. It's just something that you're deepening as you're deepening your evolution with this. You're flowing with it even more. It's becoming even more natural to you. Let's get a crystal card, because I'm just seeing with the crystal. Whoa, it came flying out. Oh, I love this. Tektite starseed. Tektite is derived from a meteor's impact with the Earth's surface, giving it an association with extraterrestrial influence. Its black color keeps you grounded on the Earth plane. Interesting, that's talking about grounding. And I was saying about the grounding with the solar plexus. The more you get into nature and ground your energy, the more you'll feel confident to kind of shine your true light. So grounding is like being mentioned twice here. So very important for you, pile number 1. Grounded on the earth plane, and the glossy sheen deflects negativity from the dense vibration of this planet. Do you sometimes feel like you are from another galaxy and that you don't belong here? Then you may be a starseed and can benefit from Tektite. And the affirmation is, as a starseed, I bring in much light to planet Earth. Yeah, beautiful. So I feel like with the wonders card as well, like how I was mentioning about the stars and kind of connecting with the night sky. For sure, some of you, if you're starseeds or you identify as a starseed, you could well benefit from like doing some kind of meditation out at night, or connecting with the night sky, connecting with your star family or something like that. Yeah, you may very much feel like you're from another galaxy, because you are. If you're a starseed, you're literally from another star planet. So that might also be why like you have a really strong connection with like the elementals and like other beings. Like you might be the type of person who you have a stronger connection with nature and with, you know, the fae, and with you know, like nature spirits, or with you know, your starseed family, or crystals even, or like, you know, things like that, more than even like humans or something, because you may feel really like you're not from here. You don't really resonate with many humans, unless they're perhaps also starseeds or something. So this could be saying Tektite could be really, really helpful for you. And also, again, grounding your energy, maybe certain crystals as well. I also feel like as well there's something around, like if you are a starseed, and I feel like if you identify as a starseed, I feel like part of your evolution is that the more grounded you are here on Earth, the more you can kind of like step into that, like your mission as a starseed here on Earth, which is to clear like the general mission for most starseeds is to clear the negativity on the planet and help ascend, right? Like that's kind of the overall collective of most starseeds. And then of course it gets a lot more niche with each one, and that's why it's useful to kind of get, you know, specific readings done, because there'll be a kind of aspect in a certain way, and then perhaps a certain group of people you work with, or, you know, certain energies you work with, or a certain healing modality, and whatever. But for many people, sometimes just being a starseed, just your energy alone, without even like, you may never end up doing any of it as a job or anything like that, but just your energy alone, just being on the planet, grounding your energy into the earth, is enough to like your energy is that powerful that it can like clear the vibration. It can help. It's like you're part of it. You're part of the collective of clearing the dense vibration on the planet. So yeah, that's coming through, that is something that, like, that's why grounding is just so important, because it's for you for sure, in terms of like that helps clear your energy and helps clear any negative energy you've absorbed in your own aura. And it helps you ground, so that you can shine your light, but it's also so that you can, wherever you go and wherever you ground and connect with nature, that also helps clear the like I'm seeing like a grid. It helps clear that like nature grid, like the lines of energy that are in that particular area that you're in. So wow, very powerful energy. Pile number 1. Let's get rid of those oracle card. How is Pile 1 evolving? Ooh, we got quite a bit. Let's see. That's a lot of cards. Let's see which one. I think it's the top one. The Mystic Rose: compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, and grace. Yeah, what I'm picking up from this is the compassion for humanity. I feel like, particularly if you're a starseed, and I was kind of picking up someone who, like I said, you may be more connected to nature, or like it said in this card about how you feel like you're from another galaxy or something, like you may not necessarily feel like you fit in with many humans and things like that. I feel like you're evolving more. One of the things that's happening as part of your evolution, or one of the things you're evolving into, is having more compassion and having more grace, to like sort of allow humanity to kind of like essentially go through what it's going through, and be this beacon, is what I'm hearing. Be this kind of beacon of support, where you can, like, just like I said, it's like wherever you are, your energy just kind of radiates like healing and cleansing energy, cleanses vibration around you. And I feel like you're becoming more and more compassionate, more devoted to your starseed mission, more compassionate about where humanity is at, more perhaps forgiving of people, of humanity, of the state the world is in, or certain people that you come across, particularly if they're very negative themselves, if they have a very dense vibration themselves. You're able to kind of like see through how they've got that way. It's like you may be getting more downloads, more kind of like cosmic understanding, like a more like macro level kind of understanding of humanity. And just, yeah, it's just like you're kind of beaming this very maternal type loving energy to everyone, like very understanding, very compassionate. Wow, a Nana with wholeness. Yeah, so I feel like this is related to doing that shadow work. So what I'm hearing is like the work that you've been doing, the shadow work that you've been doing on that descent journey, like the Inanna descent journey, you know, where she releases everything, which I was talking about at the very beginning when I was channeling this card, how, you know, where this figure is naked, and so there was something about stripping off that, like the restrictions and the conditioning, and that is exactly what Inanna does. So she descends to the underworld, and on each step down into the underworld to meet her sister, her dark sister Ereshkigal, she has to strip a piece of jewelry, a piece of clothing, until she arrives and she's in the nude, and she's just like in a state of surrender in the underworld, and she can kind of release her shadow. She can kind of connect. Ereshkigal is her shadow sister, is her shadow self essentially, and she can connect with that side. And then after going through that process, she gets rescued, and then she kind of makes her way back up the stairs into regular life again. But she's really changed because she's released that kind of ego aspect. She's released all the trappings of status and power and all of that, and she's just connected with like her raw authentic self, with her shadow self as well. So she's kind of got the power of both like day and night, shadow and light. So we've got the moon and the sun here. So there's a descent journey that you've been on. I feel like I was saying, it's like how you're evolving is you're now getting to a point where you're stripped back to your authentic self. So you're going to start to show up in a way that's very authentic to you. It's very like heart driven. It's very raw. It's very like your true essence. it's very like, you know, how you may have been as a child. Like if you, as a child, you were really able to like connect with nature spirits and really like connected with the wonders of the universe and felt very connected to, you know, the stars and the earth and like the magic of everything. And of course, a lot of that stuff gets conditioned out of us. And even though, you know, you may be the type of person who's kept somewhat of a hold of that over time, it's still quite difficult just in modern society, right, to like stay very purely connected to that 100%. Like we still get somewhere along the lines, we still get a bit of conditioning, or even if we stay true to that, we may have been, if we haven't absorbed conditioning, we may have still, you know, been belittled, been bullied, you know, things like that. So we may have a lot of like just negative, dense vibration that we've absorbed from other people who've projected stuff onto us, right? And then that might be something that you've had to like go through this underground journey, you've had to go through this descent journey and release all of that, find compassion, find the grace to forgive those who did that, right, and who didn't understand and projected all that you know, negative energy onto you, and you know, find your wholeness again, find your full authentic self and come back and be this light worker where you bring the light to planet Earth, because you've now done that piece of like integrating your shadow. You're not doing it from a place of like, you know, spiritual ego or from the wrong place, from a wounded place or anything like that. It's like you've been transcending that. So wow, pile number 1, you are amazing. I hope you know that and you're doing amazing work. Let me see, was there any other? Oh, we've got a fight. I could go a card as well. Okay, one of these. What is the fight that pile 1 is engaging with to evolve? What is the main fight? Oh my gosh, we've got wonders and the wonder hunting fight, card number 37. Some of you may be 37. Doesn't have to be, but it just might be for someone here. That could be another confirmation. Got any other numbers? No. Or you may be somewhere in your mid-30s or something. Or also in numerology, this reduces to 10, and 10s are all about completing a cycle. So I feel like that's kind of that Anana process, that shadow process of like completing that cycle, closing out a cycle of doing that shadow work, doing that deeper work, excavating your true self, releasing conditioning, releasing, like I'm hearing, the clothes that bind, or like, you know, maybe a certain identity, right? You might have been, you know, living a certain way or attached to a certain identity or trying to fit in or something. Maybe like it was saying, like you don't feel like you fit in, you feel like you're from another galaxy and you don't belong here. And you might have been trying to belong by doing something that wasn't really true to you or wasn't really like heart driven, and now you're reconnecting to that true self, to that sense of wonder, to this, you're hunting for your wonder, you're getting back to that raw wild self, and hunting for what you find wondrous, you know, what is special to you, what is wondrous to you. Let me read, I feel like there might be a message in this book about this. Okay, so card number 37. Now is the time to practice wonder hunting. Put practical concerns to one side and allow yourself to marvel. Hang with the hummingbirds, watch the bees, let your imagination soar through nature and observe the many tiny miracles around you. Yeah, definitely nature, getting out in nature and observing nature and grounding yourself in nature is hugely, hugely important. You cannot live by logic or emotion alone. The wide world is a never-ending story full of surprises and splendors. Today, trust that the universe conspires to delight you and then go hunt down the proof. Take some time to open your heart wide to receive blessings, both tiny and great. That's very heart chakra. Then list them, noting all the ways you are surprised or astonished. As a famous storyteller once said, those who don't believe in magic will never find it. Yes, I love that for you, pile number 1. I feel like there's definitely, yeah, a sense of magic. I said that with this card, there's a sense of magic that you're reconnecting to. A sense of like, yeah, being able to see the kind of the wonder in the universe and how there's so many blessings and opportunities. And I feel like that is something, in case you missed the introduction, that I was talking about in the intro with Goddess Skuld. You know, your future and how you evolve is a lot to do with how you respond to the present moment. So if you're in a state of wonder and delight and out in nature and enjoying yourself and everything around you and marveling in the earth and everything that's here and how amazing it is, and really noticing all the little delights and little splendors and little opportunities and little like magical things that are there, it's like that opens the door for, like it said, it opens your heart to more blessings. And the more you're grateful for those blessings, the more and more blessings that come in, and the more you start to evolve into that like higher vibration. If you're living sort of by just logic alone and trying to fit in and trying to just deal only with practical things and kind of like pushing all of that magical side, like, you know, kind of just squashing it or pushing it to one side, it's like that will create a different future. Like it will literally, it's not to kind of scare you or to say that the things that are meant for you will pass you by. They won't. Nothing that is truly destined for you or meant for you will pass you by. But Goddess Skuld says, like, you are co-creating your destiny, you are co-creating with the universe your future, and it's a lot to do with like where the state that how you're responding to the now, essentially how you're responding to the present moment. And I feel like getting out in nature, grounding your energy, will help you to release any negative density that you've absorbed, and maybe like slightly lower vibrational perspective on things, where you may not feel like you can see the magic in life. You may not see the wonder in things, and you may have gone through a period of ill health or depression or something like that, which I feel like, let's get into the tarot, because I feel like that's going to give us a bit more of a insight into what's been going on for I'll get a bit of a past, present, future spread, I think, going with this. So actually let me shuffle. I did pre-shuffle, but I feel like I need to do it again. So if this is resonating for you guys, pile number 1, I would love it so much if you could like the video, comment below, even if it's just an emoji. It helps my channel to grow so much, and really appreciate each and every one of you who has been doing that. It really, yeah, helps my channel more than you could ever know. And hit the subscribe button if you're not already part of my channel. I would love to have you here. It helps me when I'm tuning in, creating the readings, to connect with your energy. So, pile number 1, Goddess Skuld. Can we get a bit of an indication on what's been going on for pile 1? What's been going on for pile 1 in the recent past? Yeah, awakening. Absolutely, the Judgment card. Yeah, going from like a lot of darkness, going through dark night of the soul, a spiritual awakening, going through the ascension process, releasing density and negativity, going through that shadow work process, and yeah, finding inspiration, finding more peace, finding more light, spreading your wings, becoming that kind of that light, that that receiving that kind of like spiritual connection. So yeah, okay, so big stuff, because this is, you know, this is a major arcana card, and when we get a major arcana card, that's usually once in a lifetime or very big significant life changes. So that's been going on. If you know, if that's been what you've been dealing with, that is intense. So yeah, definitely getting out in nature will really help you as you go through that process, if you're still in that. And by the way, as well, this isn't a kind of a like linear, like, you know, 5-step process, right, where you just get to the end, you're like, okay, boom, I'm done now, I'm totally awake 100%, and that's it, that's all I need to do, and I'm like, you know, everything's perfect now, and I'm amazing. And because if you are at that point, then you will literally vibrate off the planet, because there will just be no reason for you to need to be here anymore. So, you know, these awakening processes are cyclical, and they can deepen over time. Like I said, for some of you, you may already feel like you're really connected with, you know, the elementals and the fae, and like you may have retained a clairaudient connection all through from childhood, but this could be a deeper awakening, a deeper connection with nature, or a deeper connection with your guides, or with the spiritual realm, or your starseed family, or your starseed mission, you know, actually maybe even more stepping into your mission. So let's get a bit more of an idea. Where is pile 1 at right now in their present? Where is pile 1 at? We've got 2. Okay, we've got Lovers, card number 8, another major arcana, and we have got card number 8. This is 8 of Wands. So 2 8s. So an 8 of, the number 8, justice in the major arcana, and then an 8 of wands. So 8 and 8. 8's about manifestation, abundance. We're in an 8 year at the moment in numerology, 2024. So yeah, this is fast moving energy. Things are starting to manifest. I feel like you're getting maybe epiphanies with that lightning striking. Things are starting to move. Maybe if you've been in stagnation before, like with all this kind of dense dark energy down here, you've been shifting that and coming out of that and raising your vibration, and now things can start to move again. With this justice card, sorry, did I say the lovers before? I feel like I said the lovers. Strange. Anyway, with this justice card, I feel like this is exactly what I was saying about the Inanna card, like the balancing of the shadow and the light and the dark, shadow and light, masculine and feminine. There's like a rebalancing that's been happening. And it's interesting how in this particular deck, the Justice card has 2 cats that are like their little tails are intertwined, which is really cute. It's like they're friends now. It's like, oh, my light side is friends with my shadow side. My shadow side is friends with my light side, and my shadow side's not trying to like crush my light side, and my light side's not trying to ignore and suppress my shadow side. It's like they're friends, they're balanced. It's like, you know, and that allows you with that sword kind of being upright. It's like, I'm kind of seeing that almost as like an ace of swords. It gives you a new beginning. It's like, now that you've integrated those aspects and you've done that deeper work, you've done that awakening journey, now you're in a position where there's like it's like a karmic rebalancing, or it's like karmic justice for like the work you've put in. Let me just move these up so they're all in the shot. The work that you've put in to essentially go through your ascension journey, your awakening journey, is creating like more justice. There's a rebalancing of things, a rebalancing of the scales, like more blessings. Like which card was I talking about? One of them. Was it this one? Yeah, I think it was the Wonder Hunting card was talking about more blessings coming to you. So yeah, I feel like more blessings are going to come. They're going to come quickly. They're going to move quickly. So if you have been in stagnation or feeling like nothing is moving, nothing is happening, I'm kind of seeing like this very black and white, and then there's this sudden like shot of color, red, orange, yellow, green. And we've got green, yellow, orange hair on this card. So yeah, it's like going from living, you know, this could be like I was talking about in the Inanna card, going from living no wait, sorry, it wasn't the Inanna card, sorry you guys, it was the Wonder Hunting card. It was talking about something to do with like not just worrying about practical things, and not just being, you know, over focused on logic. You know, it's not to say like kind of running away with the fairies and kind of neglecting all your, you know, day-to-day, what you need to do to keep a roof over your head, but it's kind of just, you know, how can you within your current commitments and obligations, I guess, and all of that, how can you carve out some time for magic and carve out some time to like get into nature, to connect with the divine, to see what like downloads might be trying to make their way to you, what, you know, blessings, what amazing magical things might be trying to like come through for you. Because I feel like there's some wondrous things that await you, pile number 1, in the future, that you're literally like you're evolving into this, or you're co-creating this with the universe. That is like the justice that is being served as a result of like the awakening work that you've been doing, the shadow work that you've been doing, the heart chakra opening that I spoke about with the first card, and then also with that compassion and grace card as well. You know, maybe having to do like forgiveness work, all of that kind of thing. So let's have a look at the future now. What is evolving for pile number 1? What is evolving now for pile number 1? Yeah, healing. Beautiful. So you're in a time where like you're being protected. So instead of these swords like coming at you, it's like spirit is kind of keeping them out of your way. It's like the lamb is being protected. It's very like, it's very sweet, innocent, protected energy. It's like spirit kind of wants you to have your time to connect with your true self. I'm just seeing like the sun here, like, and to have more light in your life, to have more sun, to have more like connection with that. Like, you know, if you think of the sun card in tarot, it's like the most optimistic card in the deck, and it's all about connecting also with your inner child. So even though the sun card itself hasn't come out, I'm kind of seeing here the sun in the middle of this little lamb's head just shining out. It's like you're being protected. You're maybe going through a period of like rest and recuperation and retreat, because Four of Swords can be about that, like taking some time out, or just, you know, pulling your energy back. So even if you can't necessarily, like, you know, just quit your job tomorrow or anything, that's probably not at all realistic. But, you know, if you can sort of pull your energy back from certain things, certain projects, maybe certain people, certain negative energy, certain dense energy, certain ways of being that you were before, and like pull your energy back, get out into nature more, ground your energy, release all that density, release those layers of conditioning that might still be residually there. I feel like a lot of you have done a lot of that work already though, but it's kind of, now there's a chance to kind of pull your energy back, to kind of retreat and reconnect with that true self, that solar plexus, that sun energy that's going to come through by you being out in nature, getting back to your wild self, getting back to your true self. And you're protected. That journey is protected. Like that time is protected. If you need to take time out and be in nature or rewild yourself or whatever it is, so that you can connect with that like inner warmth, that inner optimism, that inner child, your inner true self, you're protected. Those swords are not going into this little lamb right now. They're being held up. They're being held away from spirit so that you can do that work, which is really beautiful. And then we also had Son of Pentacles, which is like the Page of Pentacles, which I'm just getting this like persevering energy. Yeah, I'm getting like persevering with this regrounding process into the earth, because Pentacles is related to, like, I mean, it can be about money, yes, for sure. It can be about money and finances and material things and all of that. But I'm getting more strongly it's about like you feeling stable and secure here on earth, because with that starseed thing, a lot of starseeds can be quite ungrounded, and I will gladly put my hand up and be like, I'm one of them. I will totally admit that. I have to constantly, and this is one of the reasons I moved fairly recently. A lot of this reading I resonates with me actually as well. I moved recently to Cornwall, as some of you know if you've been following my blog or whatever, my newsletters. I think I spoke about it in that. And yeah, I'm so much closer to nature now. You know, I can connect with the earth, I can connect with the sea. I'm always, you know, going to the beach or to the sea because it's so much closer now. I'm re-grounding, re-earthing, re-finding like my connection with the earth again, and in a much deeper way than I had before. You know, some of you know, many years ago, like probably almost, I think it was about 10 years ago now, I lived in London, in a big city, worked in corporate, barely saw nature, like barely connected to it at all. Sometimes, you know, I worked in production, I'd often go in when it was dark, go into work when it was dark, come back when it was dark. I'd miss, you know, like the seasons changing, things like that, and I felt very disconnected. So for some of you, it might be something similar where you're going through a big evolution where you're not feeling connected with that identity anymore. You're not feeling connected with a life where you can't really connect with the earth or with nature in some way, and you might be moving. And this could be something that could be evolving for you in the future. Pages are an energy of curiosity and exploration and discovery. So there might be some changes, something evolving, some discovery, some new things you might be trying out with regard to your stability and your security, and where is home, and where you root, and where you get out in nature or something like that. This could be what you do for money as well. It could play out in terms of like how you earn or what you do for work or something like that. But I kind of feel like this is more to do with, in the context of this reading, I feel like this is more to do with like grounding yourself as like a starseed here on earth and feeling more at home here, so that you can really like live out your mission and not sort of feel so disconnected or so like yeah, you're from another galaxy and like, why am I here and what is all this for? It's like you can kind of see through the dark, like you can kind of persevere on this journey on earth. It's like a strong yeah, it's like a strong energy that's starting to come through for you. Strong, stable energy. I mean, it's not the King of Pentacles, but it's still one of the court cards. So it's like you know, the court cards come after the numbers, the ace to 10, the numbers in the suit. So it's like, you know, you learn the lessons of that suit, and then you get to go to the court, and then you are the Page of Pentacles, then the Knight of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles, or and the Queen of Pentacles. So it's kind of like you've done that work of you know, learning the lessons of the Pentacle suit around stability and security. Maybe you've already done the kind of the thing around like getting a certain level of financial support or stability, or you know, getting your finances in order. You know, especially if as I mentioned, if some of you, if you are 37, you might well have, like I'm hearing, like a nest egg or something. You might well be, you know, fairly secure and stable in your life, and now it's kind of time to connect with that wonder, to connect with that that inner child again, to get out in nature more, to connect with the magic of the universe, and explore with that Page of Pentacles. It's like explore, sowing the seeds, and like planting some different seeds in a different garden kind of thing is what I'm getting. Like planting some seeds and see what grows, see what you might want to create. So let's finish up with a Love You and a Goddess card. Okay, so Goddess Skuld, could we get a final card? Get a final card for pile number. Ooh, beautiful Bandit. Oh, I love this. Card number 29. Okay, which in numerology reduces to 11, and 11s are all about coming into alignment. So yeah, you're coming into alignment. That's how you're evolving, coming to alignment with your true self and with your heart, with what your heart is telling you to do, and with your spiritual self, I feel like, as well. So beautiful Bandit, you can choose right now to feel good about yourself. If you've been beating yourself up, stop it now. Don't let anyone else decide how you should feel about yourself. Taking responsibility for your actions means that when you've done something that you feel is out of integrity, you do something about it that is constructive and useful. Damning yourself with judgment, or allowing, I've got judgment, the judgment card here as well, or allowing another to steal your self-esteem is neither of those things. The Divine Mother is telling you to forgive yourself and use your energy now to live the best life that you can. Yeah, so maybe when I was talking about with the Mystic Rose and the compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, and grace, and I picked up something about the need for forgiveness, this might not be forgiving other people. This might be having like compassion and grace for yourself, and forgiving yourself for something. So yeah, forgive yourself and use your energy now to live the best life that you can. It's time to take your life back. You are one tough sweetheart, a spiritual gangster, a beautiful bandit, stealing back from the unworthy that which rightfully belongs with you. You have certain spiritual rights that cannot be denied you. Your dignity, power, and grace twice. Dignity, power, and grace, your sense of beauty and self-esteem, your chosen belief systems, your energy, and your right to take up space in this world rightfully belong to your soul. Your faith and your spiritual connection with the universe and your sense of your life purpose belong to your soul too. So do your joy, your laughter, and your enjoyment of life, your belief in your own purity of heart and the goodness of your own being. Your right to love yourself is owned by your soul too. Even when you make mistakes, the Great Mother loves and forgives you, knowing that you are doing your best and are her precious daughter. You have a spiritual right to be free from torment, cruelty, and mental anguish. You alone own the right to choose your thoughts and claim your freedom to make your own choices. You are fierce with wisdom. You know that another cannot ever successfully steal what truly belongs to you, and if they try, your sacred rage will rise up and you will not hesitate to stake the winning claim for what is rightfully yours. The beautiful bandit comes to you with a message. Anything that you feel has been taken from you unfairly shall be taken back by you. Claim what is yours by spiritual right. Justice will prevail. Oh my gosh, yes. I love how that's like synced up all the other cards. It talked about judgment. It talked about grace. It talked about justice, coming back to that. And I mentioned that, yeah, justice will prevail. Justice will come about for you. Karmic justice will happen. Like, you will get the blessings. I think it was this guy was talking about the blessings that you were owed. Like anything that is meant for you, it won't pass you by. Like it no one else can take what belongs to you. So like, yeah, true justice will will come about. That is what you're evolving into, claiming that. And the sacred ritual, I'll hold this up to the camera in case you want to do it in your own time. Stand upright, stay aloud. I claim the entirety of my divine inheritance. All that is rightfully mine through divine justice and divine mercy is now returned to me through my own free will, so be it. Okay, my loves, those are all the messages that I have for you today. I really hope that resonated. As I mentioned earlier, like the video, comment below if it resonated. It really helps me know what you guys are enjoying right now. Hit the subscribe button if you're not a part of the community already. I'd love to have you here. All the best with your evolution, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye. Hi, part 2. If you chose the ear card, this is your reading on messages from Goddess Skuld on how you're evolving. So I'm just going to start your reading with some channel messages that are coming through from this card, and then I'll move on to some other oracle cards that I haven't revealed, that I'll be live shuffling and pulling for you, and we'll finish up with some tarot messages as well. So get comfortable. So Goddess Ear. Goddess Ear is a Norse goddess of medicine, of healing, recovery, and remedies. She was the healer of other gods and goddesses. And she can support us to essentially handle any healing situation, whether it's for ourselves or for other people as well. So if you felt drawn to this card, it could be that either you are going through a healing process right now. This could be with physical health, or it could be mental health, or it could be a combination, right? Because a lot of these things can be interconnected. Like I feel a very strong holistic vibe from this card, from this goddess. So, you know, it could be that you're starting to get into, you know, natural remedies, natural ways of healing, like looking at just shifting from, you know, maybe going, instead of always relying on certain, you know, certain medication maybe, or certain, certain ways of healing yourself. You're kind of shifting to be more open to like learning about, or just being more open to trying like different forms of like holistic healing. Like maybe some of you have been trying to heal a particular health issue, and so you're trying different things, like maybe homeopathy or some kind of like herbalism, because it looks like she's kind of making something herbal here. This could be also that in the process of healing something yourself, it could be that you are starting to excuse me, evolve into like learning proper remedies and learning different ways of healing this particular health issue, so that you can then step into potentially doing it for other people in some way, which we'll get into a bit more detail when I pull the cards. But that's just kind of what's coming through in this message, is that process of trying to heal yourself may then evolve in the future. Maybe not necessarily for some of you. It could be that part of the evolution is just healing yourself, and then you'll carry about on your way, and it won't have any effect on anything else, except for obviously you'll feel a lot better maybe. But for others of you, it may well be that, because this card talks about like researching your remedies and kind of like sophisticated herbal remedies, and really like learning the best remedies for things. So it could be that you're feeling called to kind of like research or learn about or study or train in something like herbalism, or natural medicine, or homeopathy, or you know, holistic cooking or holistic food, or something like that. Or even like I'm just seeing with the moon, it's kind of making me think of like permaculture or something, which actually came up in a recent reading. I can't remember which one it was now, but it might have been on my Patreon. But yeah, I feel like this is something that like is a very important strand in your life. Like it's a very important part of your journey that you had to go through this health condition, or health conditions plural maybe, or like just sort of maybe some kind of issue holistically, mind, body and soul, that's caused you to kind of like seek out some kind of healing remedies and then learn about them. And then potentially it might be something that you feel called to share with others in some way. That could be what evolves later on down the track. But certainly being more healthy, I feel like being more conscious of things like the power of herbs, the power of like herbal medicine, or the power of plants, like I'm hearing organic matter, so like maybe like the soil, or like where you get your vegetables from, or things like that. That could be something that is evolving for you, right? It could be something that you're being more conscious about, where you're getting your food from, and making food from scratch a lot more. You know, it looks like she's kind of making something in a pestle and mortar, so maybe like, yeah, grinding your own spices down and making your own herbal teas, or like herbal supplements, or like curry paste even, or you know, it could be anything. It could be just like, yeah, getting more into back to nature, back to like growing things. You know, I'm just seeing like all the plants around. Maybe for some of you as well, this could be like planting your own garden. You know, like I said with the moon, you know, some kind of like, yeah, maybe doing like moon, like creating your own garden, or like starting an allotment, or being involved in a community garden project, or yeah, growing your own vegetables, even if you've only got a little patch outside, or like a little balcony, growing your own herbs, or your own, yeah, a few plants or something like that, or even just filling your house with more plants. There's something around like returning to nature, returning to like a state of health, being more mindful about your health. And we'll see with the other cards if this looks like something that you may be stepping up and stepping into more of a role of, or it may be evolving for you, where you're working with others potentially, or yeah, creating healing potions or remedies or something like that for other people. If that's something you already do, it may be that your work doing that evolves in some way, and that might come out in the cards as well. Like you might, you know, incorporate different things into it, or you might just step up how you do it. Like say you're a herbalist, maybe you receive certain training doing that in a certain way, and then maybe you start to like really deepen your intuitive understanding of the plants, and like really connecting with like the energy of the plants. I know that's something that, well, I mean, I don't know because I haven't done it myself, but I know from a friend who's gone through training of that kind of thing before, that, you know, that is something they teach often on the courses as well, as kind of communing with the plant spirit. But this could be something that like you kind of learned about to a certain extent on the course, but now you're like evolving that even further, and you're just getting this incredible intuitive understanding. You know, with the moon, it's just very like lunar, very feminine, very intuitive energy. Yeah, it's like almost like as well like a it's like you did this maybe in a past life or something, or you're connecting with this remembrance of how to heal or something like that. Very deep energy. So let's get a few other oracle cards and see what, if we can get a bit more guidance on how you're evolving. How is pile 2 evolving? Please, Goddess Skuld. How is pile 2 evolving? Oh, I love this fulfillment. This is so interesting because we've got this card with this very orangey energy with a moon behind, and then that's a crescent moon, like a new moon, and then this card with more peachy orangey energy and a full moon behind, and it's another plant that's growing. There's just all this like kind of abundance, or like the like just nature just blooming and blossoming. So I really feel like you're blossoming, you're blossoming into like this more evolved, like healed aspect of yourself. You're coming into also like more fulfillment, like finding your fulfillment possibly through doing healing of some sort. You know, with this like full peach that's like ready to kind of drop, and this full moon, it's like, you know, that is that ripeness energy. You know, full moon is like things getting to their peak, to their ripeness. They're ready to like, you know, come out into the world. It's like at its full expression. You know, it's connected with like the mother goddess at her state of like giving birth, you know. So it's like, yeah, there's something that you're kind of like maybe giving birth to. There's something that you're going to find huge fulfillment with, or that's going to bring you a lot of personal fulfillment. I feel like something also that with all that the color orange is connected with the sacral chakra, which is all about like that's interesting. I was gonna say like creative expression and like sensuality and zest for life and all that kind of stuff I normally talk about, but I heard channeling, like clairaudient in my head, I heard it's connected with health. What do you Okay, like vitality. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess, especially feminine health is what I'm getting. Okay, so yeah, maybe for some of you this is really, oh, okay. So possibly for some of you this could be part of the healing or the remedies or things that you do. This is quite specific, so this could be for only one or two of you. But it may be something related to like women's health or reproductive health or health related to the sacral chakra region, or something like that. Health that is related to, or that area that's related to kind of like your vitality, your passion. Could be like, you know, herbs that increase your sex drive, for example, libido, or, you know, things that, oh, okay, also I'm getting things for fertility, herbal treatment for fertility. I'm hearing PCOS. I can't remember what that is. Hopefully someone will know. I think, is that polycystic ovary syndrome? Yeah, I do know what that is. Fibroids, intrauterine healing. I don't know what that is exactly. Hopefully someone will know. I'm guessing uterus. This is very specific, so I apologize if this is for one person. Obviously only take what resonates. It'll be very interesting to see, as this is a reading about what's evolving. This might not be something that's really like necessarily something you like are involved with right now in any way, but you might be interested in it because, you know, like I said, this card talked about learning about this kind of stuff. So this could be something that like you personally are like interested in, or you've had to go through your own journey of learning about this kind of thing and healing, you know, that aspect of yourself, maybe through, yeah, like herbal remedies, or through a holistic diet, or through you know, organic food or something like that, a shift in what you eat, or in your medicine, or in your routine, or, you know, just some kind of health rituals or something like that. And we're just through 11:11 on the timer, so yeah, that's coming into alignment, that's brought you into more alignment, doing that healing work and learning about that type of thing and healing this yourself. And then I feel like for many of you, it's going to bring you a lot of fulfillment to then step into a role where you potentially create those types of remedies, potentially, or learn about how you could create those types of remedies, particularly in that sacral chakra area. But again, that won't be for all of you. That may just be for a few of you. But yeah, just sort of helping people with like holistic health, with their vitality in general, if it's not kind of related to you know, more sacral chakra specific things. It's kind of more about like your helping support people come into a state of like overall health and vitality, which is really beautiful. I love that. It could be something that, yeah, for some of you, like I say, you might be doing this right now, so this is just confirmation to keep going. This might evolve a little bit more. You might add more strings to your bow, learn about something, add it, you know, do another course, or you know, something like that. Start, like maybe previously you've been buying the herbs and now you're going to start growing and making them yourself, or something like that, growing and preparing them yourself. You know, it could just evolve a little bit. Woo, further, that one came out fast. I had barely even asked. So ocean jasper, wheel 1. Ocean jasper comes in a variety of colors, patterns, shapes and sizes, not unlike the human population. We may all have our unique resonance, but ultimately we should share in the vast ocean of life. What affects one affects the collective. What are you adding to the ocean? Ocean jasper brings unity consciousness, reminding us of the divinity of all and the importance of everyone's contribution. And the affirmation is, I see the light of God. I will just say God, as in you can replace that with like universe, goddess, the light, chi, prana, whatever you connect with. I didn't actually realize this card had that in it, but anyway, whatever you connect with. I am the light of God in everyone, or the universe in everyone, and know that we're all part of the whole. Wow, really beautiful. I feel like getting one more as well. Get another crystal card. How is Style 2 evolving? Oh, interesting. Fire agate, twin flame. The twin flame is someone who ignites your flame and helps each of you burn brighter. Any relationship can be a twin flame, significant other, friend, business partner, teacher, student, etc. Try to see all relationships as sacred, find the light in them and show appreciation. Fire agate helps you light the flame and keep the embers glowing. And the affirmation is, by seeing the good in my twin flame and appreciating them, our relationship gets stronger and deeper. Okay, so I'm going to try and read this in a more neutral way, because this isn't a relationship reading, and I know some people are just not like that phrase, that concept can be a little bit tricky. So I'm not going to kind of talk about that too much, other than to say, I feel like this is kind of more saying, like, if I read it in a more general reading context, this is about your inner flame. So, you know, regardless of whether you're on a twin flame journey or not, everyone has, like, we have our inner flame, which is what I was talking about with the sacral chakra, because coming back to the core essence of the sacral chakra, it is that, like, inner vitality, that inner light, that spark. It's like the spark of desire, the spark of vitality, the zest for life, that joie de vivre, that, like, you know, the desire to kind of pull that fresh, big, juicy peach and eat it. You know, it's like kind of having an appetite for life. It's the flame of, like, you know, burning for something, you know, having, like I said, having desire, having, you know, and I did mention actually with the sacral chakra about possibly some of you doing remedies for, like, you know, things like libido, but that could be, you know, libido in terms of for relationships, but also libido for life, like a sense of, like, you know, zest for life again. And that could be something that you've had to work on, maybe yourself. This could be something you've had to heal, some issues in your sacral chakra and issues with your, like, that creative flame, your inner life force, your inner flame. You might have gone through like I mentioned, some of those sacral chakra womb issues, things like that. If not, you may have gone through just, like, sluggish digestion, you know, things like depression or chronic fatigue syndrome or something like that, where you just didn't have, like, it's like you weren't lit up, you didn't have that flame lit inside you, you didn't have that, like, creative spark for life. You felt very flat, you were lacking in energy, maybe very lethargic. So that's how I would kind of read that in the context of this reading. If you are, you know, just quickly mention for those of you that strongly resonate with the twin flame journey and feel like you have a twin flame, I feel like, and also it says here about, like, any relationship can be a twin flame, significant other, friend, business partner, teacher, student. What's really sticking out is that teacher student thing. So I feel like maybe for some of you, either you might meet your twin flame as a result of learning something about this, or, like, your teacher, your mentor will be that, like, that twin flame, or that sort of flame igniter, if you like, for you. They'll sort of really ignite that flame of kind of like feeling like a sense of, like, this is what I'm meant to learn, this is what I'm here to do, you know, like, really, you know, yeah, like it says, the twin flame is someone who ignites your flame and helps each of you burn brighter. So it's kind of like, this will help you to, like, kind of really step into your purpose and, like, yeah, really shine your light and kind of yeah, find your fulfillment as well. And also with the wheel one, it may also help you to feel more connected with others as well. Like, the more you heal and the more you start to potentially step into helping other people heal, this may yeah, like it says, brings unity consciousness. So you may start meeting your soul family. You may meet more, you know, connect better with your community, just feel more at ease, more a sense of, like, oneness with everyone as you kind of heal and then help other people, like, bring other people into that, like, healing process as well. Let's get a Rose Oracle card so we get some more guidance for... Ooh, okay, we've got Sophia, divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. Yeah, so there's something destined here for you regarding, like, healing and health and possibly remedies and things like that. Again, if it's not necessarily creating it for other people, there's definitely, you're destined to at least do it for yourself, for your own journey, for your own healing, for your own health. There's some kind of intelligence within you that knows. I'm kind of getting, again, what I was saying about the downloads and then, like, being able to, like, sense the energy of plants, or, like, it's kind of like you already have an intelligence within you that understands herbs and herbal remedies and plants and nature and how all that works and how the body works and things like that. It's like you have that deeper intelligence available within you. And this is very destined, I feel like. I'm just seeing like this beautiful pink rose that's kind of like really opening up. There's something that's like really blossoming. Like I said, you're coming into this like fullness, this very ripe, like fertile kind of energy that's like very full. For some of you, if you have been working on the sacral chakra things and like womb healing, maybe for some of you this could be like fertility. I think I mentioned when I was channeling that stuff about the sacral chakra, I think I mentioned something to do with fertility healing. So maybe for some of you this is something you've wanted to do yourself because you want to get pregnant or something like that, or you want to help other people get pregnant. So yeah, it could be like literal pregnancy, but I feel like this is more figuratively for most of you. If you're not literally trying to get pregnant, this is more like you know, you're coming into this state of like ripeness and like fully blossoming as your true self, which is really, really beautiful energy. So let's just get okay, so I'm gonna make these. How is pile 2 evolving? Ooh, oh my gosh, yes. What was I just saying about authenticity? Pearl with authenticity and whale with, I'll put that here. It's like, yeah, you're kind of like pearls go through that, like, you know, a lot of like abrasion and everything under the sea with everything that like rubs up against them to kind of become very like beautiful and luminescent. So I feel like, yeah, you've gone through your set of challenges, particularly it could be health challenges, or even if you're on a twin flame journey, it could be twin flame type challenges, or like, you know, wondering what your destiny is, what your divine, you know, what is in the divine plan for you. But the more you like, yeah, sort of connect with that authentic self, it's like the pearl of who you really are will be revealed, like this kind of coming into this like ripe, full, fulfilled state. Like you will be able to find that inner fulfillment the more you're following your authentic self. Your authentic self has the intelligence within. It's interesting how the dresses on these two figures are kind of similar. They're both like patterned orangey ready dresses, very beautiful. And we have got whale with memory as well, which is what I was saying about, like, I feel like that with that intelligence within, it's like you have a memory of being a healer. I feel like pile number 2 in a past life. So this could be something that starts to awaken and evolve for you. So you may not have been a healer in this lifetime at all, or had anything to do with medicine or remedies or anything like that. And then you may go through some kind of health challenge suddenly, and then you start like learning about this stuff more, or start looking at natural ways of healing this thing, or just maybe it's a friend who's gone through something difficult and you start to want, you know, or a close partner or something, and you start to like look into, you know, alternative remedies for them. You know, it could even be diet. You know, maybe you've got a partner or a child or a close friend or a family member who they can't eat certain things suddenly, you know, they're very unwell, or they have cancer or something like that, and suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, I've got to like find a way to like, you know, to help heal them. I've got to find a better diet for them, or a better life, you know, sort of health system, better health routine for them to help them get back on their feet or something. And it's kind of because there's a remembrance already within you. It's not really almost like you have to learn this stuff. It's like more about remembering it. You have a memory of doing this already in a past life. So it's more about like uncovering that. I feel like, let's get one of the fight cards. So could we get a fight card for part 2? How's part 2 evolving? The determined fight. Ooh, yeah. It's very powerful energy here. I feel like, yeah, with this coming out under the fulfillment card, it's like you are determined to, she's also facing the Pearl authenticity card. You are determined to follow the path that is authentic to you, follow the divine plan, and find what is fulfilling to you, find what is pleasurable to you, right? Find what like lights you up, follow your bliss. You know, that is probably the mantra of the sacral chakra, right? Follow your bliss. Find what lights you up. Find what you are attracted to, or what you desire, or what you just can't stop learning about, you know, and that is what brings you fulfillment. Let's get some tarot now. I'm going to do a bit of a past, present, future spread to get an idea of your sort of current trajectory. So let me just shuffle these a little bit more. So while I'm doing this, if I can ask you guys to like the video, subscribe if you're not already part of the community, drop me a comment if it's resonating, or a emoji. It really helps my channel so much to grow, more than you can ever know. I really appreciate each and every one of you who has done that. Helps me know what content is resonating as well. Okay, so pile number 2. Goddess Skuld, can you tell us where has pile 2 been? What was their past? What energy have they been in the past, recent past? Ooh, okay, we've got the Hanged One. Okay, yeah, so I picked up, I think I said something about stagnation. Or was that pile 1? I forget. I think I said something about possible depression, or like lethargy, or kind of, yeah, feeling very lethargic or something like that. So that could be this Hanged One energy. You know, can sometimes speak of like needing to kind of take a bit of time out and like see things from a different perspective. So yeah, you might have been going through a bit of a like the universe just kind of like turning things upside down for you in the recent past, or even a while ago. A lot of things could have changed because your perspective really changed on things. So like I was saying at the very beginning when I was first channeling, this could be around things like, you know, natural remedies and alternative health, and, you know, say the impact of diet or food or something like that. It could be that you used to go a certain path and then maybe that didn't work, or it didn't work for a loved one, and now you're like opening up to, you've had this sort of like total change in perspective, this total like 180 of like, actually maybe I should try this, or maybe I should just see what this does and see if it works for me, and see if my body responds, and like, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this seems to be making a difference. Okay, maybe I should learn a bit more about this. And then it's like you started maybe learning about it, and then it's like, okay, well, I'm really enjoying learning about it. Maybe I should start teaching it, or maybe I should start working with other people, or I should start making my own remedies or something like that. It's like there's been a big change of perspective, a big change. But like I feel like the universe had to really, like, you know, the Hanged One is like being pulled by your feet and like turned upside down, right? So it normally shows in the traditional Rider Waite like a figure being hung upside down from a tree, but they often look kind of peaceful, because it's like, well, I didn't really expect that, but like now that that's happened and I'm upside down, I have a totally different perspective on something. So yeah, I feel like there's been a bit of a perspective shift for sure in the recent past, and it's just interesting seeing all these like roots. It's like, yeah, maybe with something to do with like herbal medicine, plants, nature, something like that. And then we've got 6 of Earth as well, so which is 6 of Pentacles with pine. Yeah, I'm just kind of reading this. What's coming through from this card is like, because this can be a card about like give and take, and kind of, you know, yeah, kind of giving and receiving. And I'm sort of seeing this as like the give and take from nature, or like being able to receive benefits from nature. So like, you know, the benefits of natural remedies, the benefits of getting outdoors more, the benefits of a more natural diet, or the benefits of growing your own food, or the benefits of like, you know, getting out and like doing wild camping. Like in this card, there, you know, there's a very evocative looking wildfire, like people who are about to kind of come and sit around it. They're doing a little ritual here, so maybe doing like natural rituals. You know, that could be something you've been starting to connect with more in the past, in the recent past. Where is pile 2 at currently? What is the energy pile 2? Ooh. Oh, I love this. 10 of Cups coming out right over fulfillment. Absolutely, you're following. You are determined, pile 2. I feel like this pile in particular, I haven't done pile 3 yet, but this pile perhaps a little bit more than pile 1 is somewhat already stepping into your evolution. It's like, because with this determined energy, it's like you can see from like the look on her face, and like she's like, don't mess with me, like this is what brings me fulfillment. I'm going towards that. I'm going towards to what is authentic to me. I'm following my divine plan. Like, you know, that's yeah. And that could be with this card, the Hanged One coming out under the twin flame, that could be because for some of you, you might have met your twin flame, or just like I say, in a general context, someone who's ignited that flame in you again, someone like a teacher, a mentor, you know, someone, a healer, an incredible, like a medicine person, you know, who's like really like given you your health back, given you your vitality back, given you a sense of like yeah, kind of maybe joie de vivre again, or a sense of like passion for life again, or something like that, or a sense of purpose or something. Yeah, like it helps each of you burn brighter. So this Hanged One, you've had a bit of a change in perspective, or a bit of a like having to surrender, because you've had that connection, or you've met some kind of mentor or something that's like, okay, this is your path, like this, you're going to shine really brightly by doing this. And it's like, whoa, that's not what I thought I was going to do. But like, you've got this memory for it, you've got this like natural aptitude kind of for it. It's in your divine plan, it's in the intelligence, the memory, the remembrance is already within. This remembrance of like how nature serves us, and how nature gives to us, and how we can heal by connecting with nature. And in the current moment, you're just, yeah, you're going after it. You're going after your 10 of Cups here with the 10 of Water. You're pursuing what brings you happiness. Some of you could be doing something related to like herbal blends that are like, that could be made into teas or tinctures, or something that people take in a drink or something like that. Because I'm just seeing with the like teapot here and the teacup, and then the jar of flowers, it's like, yeah, you could be creating like beautiful dried herbs, like, you know, this is you kind of making the remedies, and then you're kind of packaging them up in little jars with like beautiful different flower things, and then people like make them, and they kind of help their, yeah, help different things, help their reproductive stuff, or help their you know, their vitality if they're feeling really tired or something, you know, it could be something like that. Very beautiful energy. And let's see in the future, where is this following their 10 of Cups, ultimate happiness, ultimate fulfillment? Where is this leading in the near future? What is this evolving into? What will this evolve into? Oh my gosh, Ace of Cups, new beginning in something that is emotionally fulfilling. Exactly. Your trajectory is you're going after your, like the 10 of Cups. So in the very near future, you're going to have a new beginning. And this could be a new beginning, like that's, if you want to read that twin flame thing as a romantic relationship thing, it could be that, but this is a general reading. So I feel like it's more to do with like that inner connection, like that connection with yourself, with your own flame, with your own emotional fulfillment. You know, we've got the fulfillment card, and then the Ace of Water and Ace of Cups, which is about, yeah, your emotional fulfillment. A new beginning in something that you love, a new beginning in something that is very beautiful, very emotionally fulfilling. Going in a life, I feel like as well, that's like going with the flow more, the flow of nature. I feel like with that Hanged One, you might have like previously been someone who didn't necessarily go with the flow as much, or, you know, or maybe you tried to, but like then spirit kind of came along and went, what, like, how about this? And now you're like, oh, okay. And the tide is just the sort of the river's just kind of taking you in this, like, you know, this is coming out over your divine plan. So wow, really, really beautiful energy. Let's finish up with a Love Your Inner Goddess card. Okay, Love Your Inner Goddess card for pile number 2. Love Your Inner Goddess card for pile. Woo! Oh, I love this. Gelato Goddess, Brave Girl. Card number 5. Okay, let me get to the book and read. Okay. Have you ever given given another the power to influence your sense of self-worth or your direction in life. Choose with care whom you allow to get close to you and to guide you. It's obvious and yet easy to forget that if we accept guidance or influence from another, we want to make sure that they are living the kind of life and being the kind of person that we aspire to be. You can learn from it and be inspired by others, but you must stay true to yourself. Yeah, that's that authenticity with the Pearl card. Do not allow anyone else's voice to become more important to you than the divine voice within your own heart. And the spiritual guidance is your soul has 10,000 flavors. Some people may try to persuade you that one soul flavor is better than the others. Best to ignore those with such unadventurous palates. You are a divine gelateria, an array of sacred scrumptiousness. Sometimes you will be kind, other times you will be fierce. Sometimes you will be sweet, other times you will be strong and independent, stubborn and determined. And we've got the determined fight here as well. So a strong message about, your determination, pun number 2. So sometimes you will be all class, at other times you'll wolf down your lunch like it's the last meal you'll ever eat. Those rare people who accept themselves unconditionally will be able to accept you, all parts of you, unconditionally too, which is very much part of the twin flame journey as well, by the way, that unconditional acceptance. They may want you to behave in a certain way. They may feel embarrassed or afraid of what others may think, and so they may try to censor you. Maybe they think they're helping you, but they are not. They aren't quite ready to be truly and freely themselves. Maybe one day they will be, but in the meantime, you won't help them or yourself by trying to change who you are. You are worth so much more, with so much more to offer to those who are ready to embrace all of you. Carefully choose with whom you share yourself. You deserve to be and to be loved for being all of you. And the sacred ritual, which I'll hold up to the camera, is say aloud with confidence, I trust, love, and respect all the different parts of me to work together as I live my most creative, honest, and beautiful life. I choose to share myself with those that love and respect all of me. Oh, beautiful, part number 2. So that is how you are evolving. I love that journey for you. I hope that resonated. Drop me a comment or an emoji below if it did. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and the subscribe button if you're not already part of the community. All the best with your evolution, part number 2, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye. Hi there, part number 3. If you chose the Mania card, then this will be your reading on messages from Goddess Skuld on how you're evolving. So straight off the bat, what I'm getting with, this is the Roman goddess Mania, who is the goddess of anxiety and nervous imaginings. She's the mother of spirits of the night who ruled the undead in the underworld. And her name means to think vigorously. Although this doesn't mean necessarily vigorously in terms of like interesting thoughts or like innovative ideas or like creative, like that sort of creative downloads or anything. This can be more to do with like, because she can rule over like madness or mania, she can essentially inflict insanity on people. It's more to do with like obsessive thinking, that thinking vigorously is more, anxiety, fear, obsessive thoughts, negative self-belief, that monkey mind chatter, all of that kind of thing. And I feel like what's coming through is particularly with the night aspect. And it's interesting, this is a reading I'm actually filming at night, which I very rarely do. Excuse me. I normally film in the morning or the afternoon. But this the first couple of parts I started in the early evening, and now this reading, the light is dimmed. It is actually night. So some of you might be night owls, you might be insomniac, you might struggle to like kind of operate a bit during the day. You might really like, your brain might just come alive at night. It may not be that's intentional. It may just be something that happens, like you try and kind of like operate during the day, but then at nighttime, like you just find that you just can't sleep, you can't switch off your mind, you can't switch off that monkey brain. And I feel like this is something that is evolving for you in a good way. It's something that like you're going to start getting more of a grip on. I feel like you're going to start, what's coming through is like you're going to start feeling more grounded, because a lot of that fear energy and anxiety energy and like obsessive or intrusive thoughts, where your mind is just really, really overactive, like it was saying, like with the thinking vigorously, like where it's just like almost like thoughts on a wheel that kind of run away with themselves. Often that can be a symptom of like an overactive crown chakra, and a lack of like an underactive root chakra, like a lack of grounding in the root chakra, because all the chakras are very interconnected. And so if you don't have that really strong earth star and root chakra foundation, you're really grounding your energy and you're sending that, like all that like excessive thought that's up in your mind, in your head, excuse me, particularly at night. If you're not able to like send it down into the earth, it kind of just pulls you up into like the nether sphere, so to speak. You know, it just pulls you up into like another realm where you're just like operating in this whole other, it's kind of like, it's not quite, delusional isn't quite the right word, but I guess it's just fears, like very ungrounded fears, or like anxiety, where it's just like imagining the worst, like delusional, but not in a good way. Like scratch the delusional thing, that's not the right word for it, but like it's kind of where maybe like possibly this could have played out with, you know, mental health struggles, with, I'm definitely picking up possibly bipolar or something like that, with the vigorous thoughts. It could be something, I'm not a psychologist or anything, so like don't take that on if that's not something you've already been diagnosed with, or something you already know 100% for sure yourself that you struggle from. This is, tarot readings are absolutely not excuse me, a diagnostics tool for anything physical or mental health. This is just more to say that, like, if that is something you've struggled with in the past, or if there is something that like comes up from time to time, that type of thing, or some kind of struggle with your mind, with fears, with obsessive thinking, with intrusive thoughts, with you know, anxiety at night, like some kind of anxiety issues, or insomnia, things like that. And I know that's like lumping all of those into one thing, like they're all very different things, and they all play out in completely different ways. And you know, I'm not trying to like minimize, you know, if you've had a serious diagnosis, I'm not trying to kind of minimize it by looping it in with something else. So I hope you understand kind of where I'm coming from with that. I'm just saying, like, to kind of cover all the different things that, because this is a general reading, all the different things that some of you may have been facing in the past, particularly if you've been going through a spiritual awakening journey. Because sometimes when we go through spiritual awakening, and it can happen, we can be activated really quickly and intensely through certain things, particularly like I'm hearing hallucinogenics and things like that, or even, you know, sometimes there are certain things like body work can even sometimes be something that can like trigger certain memories and repress things to kind of come to the surface, certain things from the subconscious to kind of like excuse me, suddenly come through. And it may be that you weren't necessarily fully prepared for a lot of that, and you were ungrounded a little bit in your energy, and so that really shook you, right? It kind of like shook things up, and it took a bit of a toll on you, on your mental health. It took a bit of a toll on, like, you know, your ability to cope and things like that. I'm just noticing, my attention's being drawn to how much red is on this card. Like her hair, all this mandala behind her, which I'm really strongly getting is like root chakra healing and grounding. You know, the root chakra is all about like your stability, your security, your roots, your connection with the earth. All of that kind of thing. And so if that's shaken up, if there's a like something, a block in your root chakra, or it's inactive or something like that, that will definitely, you know, it's not necessarily the cause of those things, right? But it doesn't help. Like it allows those things to come in and have a lot more control than perhaps they would if you were otherwise able to ground yourself even more. So one of the ways that you're evolving, I feel like, is grounding more, is finding that stability within yourself, is finding that connection with the earth, is, like connecting with it, like kind of, I'm seeing this like this decompression energy where like your connection with the earth will allow a lot of that, like, what I'm hearing is mental disquiet to like decompress down and through you into the earth, so you can release a lot of that like buzzing energy, a lot of that intense energy that you have around your crown chakra. It's like, it's interesting, like her crown chakra is red. It's like it needs to ground. Like you need to send all the energy that's up there into the earth, into the root chakra. So let's get some other oracle cards to see how this might play out, this this energy. How is pile 3 evolving? How is pile... Ooh, solitude. Okay, so maybe for some of you this could be related to some of the people that you've been with, like maybe being around certain people, certain energies, certain like I'm kind of also getting, strangely enough, from this card a bit of a like nightclub vibe or something like that. So maybe for some of you in the past or even in the present, you might be like, I'm hearing possibly substances or something like that might have been present, or like connection with certain friends, certain people that influenced you, or it didn't help your mental health. It didn't help your sense of groundedness. And I feel like carving some time out to create some solitude for yourself, to create some space, maybe get out into nature. This person's on the water, but there's also like a sort of a foresty bit behind. To just find some like calm. You can see how like calm this energy is. The water is just very calm. It's like, creating some solitude for yourself will help create a sense of calm. And I feel like that's something that you're evolving. I feel like this is something that maybe many of you are already doing now. You're like, yeah, that was kind of me in the past. I was very ungrounded. I was doing this, that, and the other. Or my mind was always really busy, or whatever it is, or I had mental health things, or, I went through an intense spiritual awakening and I was ungrounded when I went through it, and it sent me on a tailspin. And now you're like realizing, okay, certain groups, certain people, certain activities were overstimulating. Could even be dietary things like a lot of coffee or a lot of alcohol, a lot of, certain substances, whatever it might have been, certain, like even just screen time, right? Like sometimes just like, work hard, play hard kind of thing, like, long hours at the office, and then you come out and you're like, oh, I want to kind of just go out with friends and like kind of blow off some steam. And then you might get home and then you're like, oh, I'm kind of wired now because I've been out, and like, let's just check my emails. And then you're kind of on your emails, or you're on your screen, or you're scrolling or something like that till really late at night, and then you're not sleeping. And then like that's having more of an impact. And so I feel like one of the ways you're evolving is kind of discerning what is causing this kind of manic energy, or what is causing this. If it's not manic energy, then like mental overstimulation, insomnia, anxiety, fears, intrusive thoughts. What's setting it off? Is it certain people? Is it certain activities? Is it certain aspects of your routine? Is it certain dietary things? Is it work? What is it? And by getting some more solitude, which I kind of picking up on your energy now, I feel like this is something you're starting to do more. And this is something that you're going to evolve to a point where like solitude is like where you find your kind of peace and quiet. It's like your happy place. That will be very healing for you and very powerful for you, and allow you to make good decisions is kind of what I'm hearing. And, by no means is this like any shade about any of that stuff. Like, my gosh, when I used to live in London and worked in corporate, all of what I've been talking about work hard, play hard, and like going out for a drink at night, you come out of work and you're tired and friends are like, hey, do you want to come out? And you're like, yes. Drinking too much, getting home too late, not being able to sleep, having like, being insomniac, all of that. I went through a lot of that stuff, so I can totally resonate here. And this might be something you are still doing. It might be something you've recently stopped doing, or something you stopped a while ago, but you're still kind of evolving out of it. Oh my gosh, yes. The balance fight, exactly. Card number 11, coming into alignment and coming into balance. So like finding a healthier, more balanced lifestyle, I feel like. So instead of like work hard, play hard, it's kind of like work a bit and play a bit, but also have time for solitude and have time for my health and have time for well-being and have time for rest, and just finding that balance, finding that equilibrium, that space, you know. Finding it could be balance in terms of your work-life lifestyle, finding balance in with your health, finding balance in your routine, finding balance with your diet. You know, for some of you, if this is like you're starting to notice, you know, certain foods or certain stimulants or something like that, it could be like, okay, well, I'm only gonna, I don't know, go drinking or excuse me, drink coffee or whatever it might be on certain days, and then the other days I'm gonna have a break from that and like have some balance, so it's not so kind of intense. Or you know, even, I mean, this could even be spirituality sometimes, like going through an intense awakening journey as well. Like I kind of picked up someone who maybe had, you might have done something like ayahuasca or silo, I don't know anything about this, but this is what I'm channeling, psilocybins or something. Is that like a mushroom thing? I have no idea. So you might have done something like that, or yeah, possibly had something done, or some kind of activation, some kind of intense spiritual experience that like really ungrounded you, because it was just so much spiritual energy like coming through you too fast. And there's a need to kind of find that balance as well, which I'm being shown the card in I think it's in the Moonology deck by Yasmin Boland, of balance, spirituality and practicality. And it's like, I think it's got two, has it got two fish? I forget, but anyway, it's that. It's like maybe for some of you, you've been really intensely going down that spiritual path and like opening lots of spiritual cosmic doorways and getting really sucked into all that, like the intensity of it all, and that might have been causing some mental health things at the same time, or bringing up a lot, or like it might have just ungrounded you too much because you were spending too much time in your crown chakra and upper like soul star chakras and your upper chakras. Sorry, not the camera. I just saw held at the bottom of the deck. Sureness of the soil. Yes, sureness of the soil. There's something about rooting, grounding. Unseen help, support, community. But let's shuffle and see what comes out. Ooh, the thorn. Protection, boundaries, clear communication. Yeah. There's something you need to be protected from. There's some kind of boundaries you need to set, some kind of rebalancing, finding solitude. So yeah, this could be setting boundaries to your, it could be any situation. This is a general reading. But this could be like your work. It could be a relationship. It could be a set of friends. It could be people who influence you in a negative way. It could be boundaries with yourself, with like how much screen time you have, or how much coffee you have, or how much alcohol you have, or, you know, yeah, how much, like, I don't know, spiritual awakening stuff you do. Like if you're doing a lot and it's kind of causing you to become ungrounded, it's like, okay, maybe I need to come back to earth and like reground my energy and spend a bit of time dealing with some things here on planet earth, with some of my stability and security aspects, and not kind of get too sucked into like going down rabbit holes, or like doing so much healing that it's like it's got to the point where it's really ungrounding. So it could be, you know, take what resonates. It'll be, you'll feel it in your body. I feel like pile number 2, like pile 3, you'll kind of know where you need to set boundaries. I'm just seeing the like young girl here behind, or young person behind this figure. So yeah, maybe there's something that like your inner child wants you to hear. I feel like that you need to set boundaries to like protect your inner child. It could even be like, I'm getting, it could be, you know, the voice of intrusive thoughts. If you struggled with intrusive thoughts, then like finding a way to like create some solitude, some space, some peace, getting into nature so you can clear that energy and connect in with the like voice of your inner child, so that you're not being so taken over by those intrusive thoughts, and you're like regrounding, maybe doing some inner child healing. Let's get a little bit more. How is pile 3 evolving? How is pile? Butterfly transformation, beautiful. Oh, I love to see this. Yeah, you're going through a transformation. Yeah, going through I feel like this is a big spiritual transformation, going through from being like, you know, caterpillar to a butterfly. It's the biggest transformation you can have, really. It's a spiritual transformation, complete change in your identity. Let's read. I feel like there might be some guidance from this book. Where are we? There we go. Butterfly. Yep, there we go. So in the shadow is resistance. There in the thick black of your self-spun womb, void as the moon before waxing, you melt, conceiving in impossible darkness the sheer inevitability of wings. Butterfly, winged messenger of transformation, alights when you are in the womb of the chrysalis. Change hovers nearby, perhaps even before you feel ready. Undergoing the grit of transmutation when everything gets undone, it can be difficult to conceive what new form awaits you. Nevertheless, butterfly indicates a pressing need for the psyche to break free of habitual identity and surrender to a process of radical growth. The ancient philosopher Aristotle gave butterfly the name psyche, the Greek word for soul. It turns out that to earn your wings, you must be willing to shed your skin and liquefy into a cosmic ooze. Only after this nearly complete self-annihilation can a new life begin. Do you resist being cracked open? Realize that change has come at the promptings of your inner self, and welcome butterfly as the harbinger of your soul's upward evolution. In the dismantling moments of transformation, you might not be aware of the exquisite metamorphosis taking place. Despite the disorienting darkness, you are growing wings of razzle-dazzle iridescence. When butterfly lands in your life, you're asked to take a leap of faith, one that most likely involves your old self giving way for new possibilities ahead. It is a huge risk to jump into the unknown, but still, leap you must. Trust that unseen forces will guide you when you devote yourself to destiny's unfoldment. All wisdom traditions acknowledge the essentiality of marking major life transitions. Rites of passage support individuals as they shed previous incarnations and cross the threshold of becoming. Even in simple ways, you can harness the power of ritual to help initiate yourself into a new embodiment. Burn something to symbolize letting go, take a walkabout on the land to mark your transition, or circle up with friends to celebrate your rebirth. Seize the change, butterfly declares, and remember you hold in your spine the imprint of wings. Your emergence from the chrysalis is inevitable. Wow, beautiful. I love that. Yeah, big transformation. Pile number 2. I feel like you won't kind of recognize yourself at the other side. Like the identity that you're shedding, it's just like the way you have been, the person you've been. It's just completely changing. Let's get a crystal card. Crystal card for pile number. Ooh. Wow, desert rose magic touch. The image of a rose growing in a desert conveys something beautiful created in a barren place. We all have the ability to create something special out of nothing. Some people can use a few ingredients and make a great meal. Others can turn a blank canvas into a work of art. It could be something intangible like saying the perfect words or the gift of healing hands. What magic touch do you have? Desert Rose can help you implement it into your life. And the affirmation is, I use my magic touch and sprinkle the world with my gift. Wow. Yeah, so I feel like you're awakening to your gift as a part of this transformation. You're awakening to like, yeah, something magic, like your particular magic touch, something beautiful that you're going to create kind of from nothing. That's the evolution. That's the transformation that you're going through. I'm going to get some tarot now. I feel like we've got the Intuitive Night Goddess tarot for you, pile number 3. If this is resonating while I'm shuffling this, if I can ask you guys to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already part of the community. Drop me an emoji below or a comment to let me know how it's resonating, if you feel comfortable sharing anything. I'd love to hear from you. I really appreciate each and every one of you who's been doing that. It really helps my channel to grow so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get, we've got Intuitive Night Goddess, pile 3. I want to find out what this transformation is and this magic touch. Oops. That's back. So let's start. Actually, I'm going to stick with how I did the other 2 piles. So we're going to do past, present, future. So let's start with, what was the energy of pile 3 in the recent past? Sorry, pile 3. I think I just referred to you as pile 2. It's getting late. I apologize. I don't normally do readings at night. I feel like that one jumped. 4 of Swords. Yeah, healing. Healing and solitude. 4 of Swords is like retreating, being pulled back, pulling your energy back. Pile 2 also got 4 of Swords. So for some of you, if you felt drawn to pile 2, there may be some messages there as well. But yeah, there's been a process of like healing, pulling your energy back, retreating, being in solitude. You know, because you're going through that crystal, you're in that chrysalis stage, or it's necessary to go through that chrysalis stage to have your full transformation. So if you're resisting it, because this card did talk about resistance, so maybe for some of you that's what's evolving, is like you've been resisting this butterfly transformation. You're trying to stay as the caterpillar, you're trying to maybe stay small or stay attached to a certain identity or a certain behavior or lifestyle or way of being, or like an ego identity. And I don't mean by ego identity like being really egotistical. I mean like your ego self is trying to keep you safe, and so it doesn't want you to change, it doesn't want you to transform, it doesn't want you to connect with your soul and live in a different way. It wants to be comfortable, it wants to stay as a caterpillar. It's scary to like literally dissolve itself and liquefy and become a butterfly. So there may be a bit of resistance there, but I feel like once you can like sort of clear some space, carve out some solitude, connect with nature, allow yourself to kind of like, yeah, set those boundaries. Like that is, you know, literally the 4 of Swords is like, you know, being in isolation, being in solitude, being in a space of healing, being like in the chrysalis zone, you know, so that you can let go of your caterpillar self and grow your butterfly wings and go through your transformation. So that has been you in the past. So I feel like you've been pulled away from like your old lifestyle or certain habits or ways of being or a certain identity or a certain group of friends or a certain relationship or a certain job, certain addictions maybe. You've been pulled away from those and pulled into a state of having to heal and like be in solitude and be in like contemplation and reflection and all of that. So that's been the past. Let's have a look at the present. What energy is pile 3 in the present? What energy is pile 3? Well, okay, I've got 2. 8 of Pentacles and the Star. Beautiful. So the Star is healing. You know, it's pulling down that like cosmic healing from the universe. It gets like sent down like this beautiful waterfall down to you here on earth to receive. And this can also be to do with like your destiny as well. So I feel like this healing that you're receiving is like connecting you, transforming you, so you're connected with your destined soul path. And then we've also got the 8 of Pentacles, which is like mastery and working on yourself. And we've got this like figure working in a garden here. So I feel like this is like, yeah, replanting yourself, regrounding, like I was talking about with the root chakra, regrounding, re-earthing, recreating new stability. Pentacles is to do with stability and security, working towards your abundance. Yeah, like rebirthing yourself, essentially, like working towards rebirthing yourself, working towards your healing. Yeah, I feel like putting those there. Let's get a card for your future. What is coming? What is coming? What is evolving for pile 3 and then their future? 5 of Wands, I feel like that's in reverse. So this can be to do with conflict. It can be conflict with others, but it can also be conflict with the self. In this particular card, it's just one figure here. There's no other figures that she's fighting with or they're fighting with. So yeah, this could be this could just be like letting go of inner conflict, which we were talking about at the beginning with that Mania card about like that like the thoughts, the intrusive thoughts, the fears, the obsessive thoughts, that kind of like your brain kind of working against you. I feel like that's something that is you're letting go of. It's you're releasing it. You're finding more like health, more balance, more yeah, like kind of creating boundaries with yourself, even with your like with your mind. Interesting. I think there might be something. What have I done with the guidebook for this? Here it is. Let me just check. There may be another message in here. Yeah, defending yourself, like fighting. It's talking about ideas, and that you're ready to share them with the world, but first must either fight herself or work to build something. Ideas may not be grounded now, but a shift in perspective is what's needed to solve the block you may be feeling. Sometimes taking too much on at once occludes your priorities. And the keywords are challenge, blocks, shifting, find your flow. So yeah, with this being a reverse, I feel like the blocks, the mental blocks that you put in your own way, the sort of the fight, yeah, like the mental battles is kind of what I'm getting. It's like you're letting go of that. Interesting. Let's get one more. How is pile 3 evolving? Oh, beautiful. Whoops. Nymph of Cups, which is the, I believe this is the Knight of Cups, I think. Pretty sure that's the Knight of Cups in the future, which is, yeah, this is like taking action towards what brings you emotional fulfillment, taking action towards your happiness, like going towards what emotionally fulfills you, swimming towards what emotionally fulfills you, going with the flow as well. This card talked about the flow, and there being a block to the flow, but with it being in reverse, it's like you're going to, there's your mind is not going to block you, or like your sort of, whether it's mental health battles or like your ego self, your old identity is not going to block you anymore from going towards what emotionally fulfills you. It's like your mind is not going to block you from your heart, even though this is wands, not swords, but I'm kind of feeling it as almost like a 5 of Swords card. For some reason, energetically, that's kind of what's coming through. Or just like this, yeah, it's like a fight energy. It's a fiery fighting energy. It's like there's been this part of you or aspects of you that have been fighting against you, have been sort of blocking you. Or this could even be like other people, you know, because it did say about boundaries. So it could be other people that have been kind of thwarting you. Like, again, you know, if we're talking about like, you know, you're maybe trying to create a new lifestyle for yourself or something, and you've got people around you who are like, oh no, like, you know, don't go and do your own thing, like come out with us, and like, you know, whatever, like do this thing that like you're trying to maybe find more balance with that and not engage in that as much, and they're like not very supportive and like just cause you to kind of keep yeah, kind of keep doing something that goes against what you really want. So it creates this like battle within yourself. But I feel like you're letting go of that, and you're moving towards this like very yeah, towards going after what emotionally fulfills you, towards what brings you happiness. And blossoming. We've got this flower that's like blossoming in the background, so very beautiful energy. Let's finish up with a Love Your Inner Goddess card. Am I going for time? Okay. I've got a Love Your Inner Goddess card for pile. There we go. Finch Spirit Guide. Okay. Card 11. Okay, it's a good time to experiment with how to best care for your mind, body, and soul. It's not about being perfect. It's about about finding what works best for you. You're in a phase of your life where giving back to yourself is important. Perhaps you've been sharing a lot of yourself with others. Yeah, there's the boundaries thing. Definitely sharing yourself a lot with others. So perhaps you've been sharing a lot of yourself with others, have come through a challenging time, or in the near future will be stepping up in a new way to share more creative energy and soul fire than ever before. All that you need to know now is that it is the right time to take extra special care of you. And the spiritual guidance says, Finch Spirit Guide comes to you with guidance to care for yourself in a particular way. Finches can become beautifully colored, but only when they eat foods that nourish them. They have the power of beauty within, but they need the correct nourishment to be able to transform that potential into expression. You also have beautiful divine potential to shine your light and beauty in the world, but you must feed your soul what it needs to do this. Be respectful and loving to yourself as you choose what to take into your being, be it physical nourishment or emotional energy or even the kinds of books you read and entertainment you watch, for all has an impact on you. Do you feel better for the experience? Does it nourish your soul? That was exactly what I was talking about with that solitude card. It's like by carving out that solitude, you can start to create the discernment of noticing, like as you're spending time with people, like, or certain activities or certain foods or certain things, it's like what nourishes me, what burns me out, what drains me, what do I really enjoy, what supports me, you know, doing that kind of work. So yeah, there's definitely that need to carve out that solitude and create those boundaries and like that sort of protection around yourself, which is that Four of Swords energy, which I feel like you've been doing because that was in the past. So I feel like that's kind of confirmation that like that was the right step to take in order to like be able to go through that kind of chrysalis thing. So sorry, I totally interrupted. Let me go back to what I was talking about. So yeah, do you feel better for the experience? Does it nourish your soul? The best growth enhancing food for your soul is that which increases love. French Spirit Guide also brings a prediction of a celebration of happiness ahead of you and wants you to know that your connection to the spiritual worlds is real, to trust in the messages you feel from the universe as they make themselves known in your heart. And the sacred ritual is here. Here is an opportunity to express the truths of your heart. Write a love letter to yourself or another or to the universe. You can express your gratitude as you acknowledge your innermost feelings. Let your love letter be truly loving, for this is a creative expression to attract even more love and beauty into your world. Oh, beautiful. Okay, part number 3, those are all the messages I have for you today. I hope that resonated for you. Drop me an emoji or a message below, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to be part of the community. I would love to have you here. All the best with your evolution, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love.